Hi, my name is QueenE, and today I'll be guiding you through some of the basics to get you started on your Final Fantasy XIV journey. So without further ado, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, one of the friendliest gaming communities on the planet. You've already beaten the first boss, which is Mog Station, in order to create your account, so honestly, you're already well on your way to become a Warrior of Light. Please, Square Enix, fix Mog Station. The first thing you're going to want to do is choose your data center and server. Now, data centers is based in different regions. So I think you have like 2 in North America, 2 on EU, and I think 3 or 4 in Japan. Wow, you guys are lucky. You got so many data centers. Within these data centers, there is a selection of servers. Now, this is where you'll be playing. This will be your home. Me, for example, I'm playing on Chaos Data Center and Louisoix server. One really cool thing, though, is no matter which server you are, as long as you're on the same data center, you can actually play together. So somebody that might be on Spriggan could play with me, who is on Louisoix, just because we're both on the Chaos Data Center. So typically you want to choose the data center which is closest to the region where you live. So for example, if you're in Europe, probably Light or Chaos is good for you. And if you're on an A, then Ether or Crystal or... I don't remember the other names for it, but those are pretty good for you.
And should it come to the point where you realize that you really want to change data center and server, you can pay for a service that's like a server transfer, so you can do that too. Don't worry.
Now that you've chosen your data center and your server, you want to get into your character creation. Now, this is where most of us spend hours upon hours upon hours. In character creation, you will find that you can make all kinds of cute looking avatars and a selection of starting jobs. Now, don't worry too much. Go with whatever you think sound cool to play, because there is a feature later on that allows you to change jobs and stuff on the fly, but we'll get into that later. Now that you created your first character, welcome! You are officially an adventurer. Now, there are a few different quest types that you want to get familiar with, because they will kind of be your core gameplay until later on. So the first thing you want to learn is your main story quest and how to recognize it. So on the main story quest, it's this kind of dark blue gray with some flames around it. That signifies your main story quest. You can also look up into your top left corner where the main story quest will be. It will be written if you have anything available to do there. Another little thing to note is that underneath where the main story quest is, there might be another line of text signifying a job quest. Now, the main story quest and your job quest are the 2 main things you want to be focusing on your first character. Reason being is that through the main story quest, you will unlock pretty much every core feature of the game. Now, Square Enix is brilliant with holding hands with all of the new players coming in, whether you're an experienced MMORPG player or brand new to the genre. Final Fantasy does a really, really good job of kind of introducing you to all the different elements in a nice, orderly pace. So if you want to make sure that you're at the correct level for your main story quest and for the areas you'll be visiting, honestly, you can mainly just do your main story quest and you should level up in a really good pace, because the main story quest is by far the best way to level up, especially if it is your first character. So keep up with that main story quest and don't forget your job quests. Your job quests are super, super important because they will unlock different new abilities later on. They will unlock a lot of cool stuff for your character and for the class that you're playing. And if you're not doing the job quest, you will severely hinder your chance of keeping up with the other players in the later levels. So make sure that you do those. Apart from the main story quest and the job quest, there are 2 other types of quests as well. So there are the yellow quests, that I like to call them, which is just kind of regular side quests that kind of gets to know different parts of the world a little bit better. And these are not super important to do in terms of EXP. They're typically not the best EXP source, but if you really want to deep dive into an area and get to learn the characters of that area and stuff like that, they could be really, really fun to do. Now, there's another important quest type, which is the blue quest, which is signified by this nice blue little bubble with a plus in the middle. Now, these quests allow you to unlock certain things. That could be new dungeons, it could be raids, it could be emotes, dances. Basically, anything blue means something unlockable. So to summarize, main story quests and job quests, do them. They're very important for you, because literally everything important is locked behind main story quest progression. Speaking of main story quests and unlockables and all that sort of stuff, there's also a few different ways to travel through the world, which you'll really want to get really familiar with. So the first and foremost things, you'll find these big crystal towers kind of things in most main cities and key areas. You want to go up and touch those, touch all of them, touch anything that looks like a crystal, because then you will unlock that Aetherite. Now, if you're in a main city such as Gridania, Ul'dah, or Limsa Lominsa, there's also these smaller little crystal guys you can go up and touch. Go up and touch all of those too. Within all the 3 cities, if you touch the little tiny crystals, that is part of something called the Ethernet of each main city. So if you unlock all of these Ethernet things, you can really quickly, you walk up to that, you access the Ethernet, and you can travel to anywhere in the city where you also have an unlocked Ethernet node, which is super cool. It allows you to travel a lot quicker through the main towns. It took me far too long to realize that that's what they were for. It will help you out tremendously. See a crystal, touch a crystal. Really important. Touch them all. So now that you're well on your way on touching all of the crystals as well as progressing through your main story quest, around level 14 you should get an Adventurers Guild quest that I think might be part of the main story quest as well, that will allow you to travel between main cities. There are 3 main cities that you want to get familiar with when you first start out, and that is Gridania, Limsa Lominsa, and Ul'dah. So depending on which job you pick, you will start in one of these 3 cities. Main story quest after something level 14, they were gonna ask you to go to the airship landing to visit another city. Now this, after you've unlocked this airship ticket, that's how you can then traverse between all of them. Now again, as soon as you travel to a new place, if it has an Aetherite, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. It'll make it so much easier for you to return to that city or travel between the main cities later on. And this is the first good example of why it's really important to progress through main story quests, since the intra-traveling between cities is unlocked through it after level 14. Now that you've gotten a little bit familiar with the basic traveling, I'm sure you've seen that there are a few chocobos running around. And you might wonder, where and how and where will I get my chocobo? The answer is, again, main story quest. Now, after you hit about level 20, your main story quest will ask you to choose a Grand Company. The Grand Company is sort of like a mini guild, like a mini NPC guild in each town. So Gridania has one, Limsa Lominsa has one, and Ul'dah has one. And you want to be choosing one of them. Which one you choose is purely down to preference. There is no real advantage or disadvantage to any of them. It's literally just which one you vibe with the most. So after you've gone past level 20, you've chosen your Grand Company, you're up to date with your main story quest, go and do the quest My Little Chocobo, because that is how you get your lifelong Chocobo companion. It can fight alongside you, you can ride it to places, and later on it will even be able to fly. Remember earlier when I said that you don't have to worry too much about which class you're choosing when you start out? Well, I'm about to explain to you why. So remember how I said that level 14, you can start traveling between the main cities and all that sort of stuff using the airships? Well, this also allows you to pick up new jobs. Yes, you can play every single job available on the same character. This also includes every gathering profession and every crafting profession if that's your jam. So when you hit level 14 and you have unlocked the traveling between main cities, you will also be able to pick up some blue quests from different guilds. Now these guilds are effectively how you change jobs. Once you've completed the quest to unlock a new job, such as the Lancer, then you will be given a level 1 weapon. Now to switch between whichever class you are to the new class you just unlocked, you literally just equip your new weapon. So you go into your character sheet, you click on the weapon, you get into your armory, and you choose the new weapon. Now you might notice that you're completely naked. Don't worry, this is normal. There is also a very helpful little button where you can see your most beneficial gear for your level and your class. So if you click that button, you can instantly equip everything that you have available to you that fits your new level 1 Lancer. So maybe save a few level 1 items just in case you want to change classes. Otherwise, enjoy adventuring naked for a while. Now, I hear you. Oh, but QueenE, it's such a hassle switching weapons and then manually putting on all the gear. I hear you, and Final Fantasy has a solution for you. They have this little thing called gear sets. Once you have the gear sets available, you can click the little button, press the little plus, and boom! There you go. You have a gear set saved. Now, a thing you can do with these gear sets is you can actually drag them onto a hotbar, which means you can literally have every class available to you by the press of a button, and that's how easy it is. And remember, after you've made a gear set, don't forget to check back every now and again to see if you got new items to equip as you level up and go through the content. After you've equipped new items, there's this handy little button that will update whatever current gear set you're in to whatever you're wearing right now. So you don't have to go and make new gear sets every time you get new gear, you just need to update the current one. And with that, I think we're gonna cut it for now. If you have any other things you would like to know more about, feel free to comment down below and I'll try to help you out with it. Or tune into my stream, which is live pretty much every day, where you can also ask questions and I will do my best to help you out whenever I can. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!